Hello, thank you for joining me. It's Monday the 31st of July. Now I'm using energy cards today, and what I'm going to do is pick the first cards to kind of look back retrospectively on what we've learned in July, if there's a theme for that. And then the second card will be to give us an idea of what's going to happen in August. So let's see what we get. All right. Right, okay. So our first card, July, which I'm going to sort of sum up July, is the garden and the gate. Now I do like this card. It's very much having a little look at what's on the other side of that gate. This girl, I'm really drawn to the fact she's very nervously looking over here at this butterfly. Don't know if you can see that just there. And obviously butterflies are very symbolic of transformation. Now, I do feel that this last few weeks especially, but July as a whole has been a very unusual, different type of July. You may have felt it yourself. You might have felt that the weather, for instance, has been very different. It just seems that there's a lot of people talking about that they're gearing up towards endings, or they're not quite sure just what's going on, but they can feel that they're sort of almost things are being brought to a close. Now, I feel that this girl is about to leave those gates and go into those rolling hills, and she's not quite sure what she's going to find. She's a little bit nervous. That's why I say she's eyeing up this butterfly and the idea of transformation and change, and she's looking at it a little bit nervously. Now the card is number 30, which does symbolise anything ending in a 0, symbolises the end of a cycle. And I do think we're here. It can serve this girl no purpose if she just stays there. There's an element that we always have to change and move on in some way. And I do feel like she is there. She also looks at the sort of age where your life changes anyway. And I think there are certain ages that you get to where you are aware that you have moved on. You're no longer a teenager. You're no longer a you suddenly feel more mature, or you could be a parent, or your children have grown up and you're now entering a new phase of your life, or you could just be thinking about retiring. There's certain points in our life that we get to where we think, okay, yeah, it is just a natural cycle and things are going to start changing. But we can't dwell on that too much. We have just got to go through it, haven't we? Move through those gates, open the door, and move on through and see what brings it. Well, what does bring it? Now, look at this card we've got that I've picked up for August. It's a very different theme, isn't it? I do feel that July and August are going to be very different months. I was going to say I was hoping for a bit more of a sunny look in August, but our weather here has been so horrendous, I'm not surprised if it's going to be grey. Now, this card is about attachment, and this lady, I don't know if you can see, she's chained to that post there, and the post is chained to the wall. This is about letting go of stuff, and sometimes we can kid ourselves that we have let go of stuff and we really haven't. And I do feel this is about wearing a mask and pretending that things are okay and they're not. I do feel that this card is working on a really, really deep level. So if you've done over the last few years lots of soul work, soul searching, peeled off a few layers, I feel like we're getting to the absolute core reason why sometimes you possibly hold on to stuff that you don't need to hold on to. And we're getting to the point, because this is a number 5 card, we're getting to the point where that's going to change. Okay, because this card and this card are kind of the same, aren't they? If you're just staying in one place, I feel like this is the message. If this girl doesn't open those doors and move on to the next phase, she's going to grow up to be this person. And we don't want to evolve into this, this empty grey space where nothing really happens. So I feel like this is a cautionary tale of when you are being called to let go of things, you really, really do need to let go of them. Now, Obviously, there's 2 full moons in August. We've got the Lionsgate portal, we've got Chiron and Venus in retrograde. There's lots of different things that are happening astrologically, and you may feel very drawn to one of those incidents that are happening. Because it might relate very much to you. Obviously, this is a collective message, and there's so much happening in August that you may be affected very much by one of those planetary activities. So I do feel everybody's going to have that idea. Everybody's going to have this idea of, there is something that I am holding on to that I absolutely have to let go of. Could be an outworn belief, it could be a relationship, could be a job, it could even be a version of yourself believing that you're one person when actually you have evolved, and you are becoming a different person, and letting that person or that part of you go. And like I say, we all do have those natural cycles where something in our life comes to an end and something begins. So this isn't really giving away any spoilers as to what the change is going to be, what the new beginning is going to be. I just feel that July's give us the opportunity to be here and detach ourselves from what doesn't serve us anymore. And I think August, with these two really big super moons, one on the 1st and one at the end of the month on the 30th, I think that is really going to be the catalysts, at the start and the beginning of this month, to make sure that, if you didn't do it first time round, they'll come back and revisit. The universe will come back and revisit at the end of the month to make sure that you have done what you need to do. So I would say during this time, pay attention to signs, pay attention to how you're feeling. And if you're going against your soul path and where you really should be going, you are going to feel that. You are going to feel that kind of trapped sense that both of those cards, kind of give off. So I hope that message helped you. I'll be back again tomorrow. Obviously it's full moon tomorrow, so I'll give a nice reading for our full moon. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't done already, and have a lovely day. Bye for now.